welcome to my garden. I am so excited to be talking with you about all things winter sowing today. I have been bit by the winter sowing bug. Last year, I tried it for the very first time and I am hooked. The success that I had is amazing. And today, that's what I want to share with you. I want to go over everything I planted in my winter sowing containers, and I am going to take it a step farther and show you when I did the great unveiling of my winter sowing containers. And I want you to see, doing this forever, it feels like when you learn something and it's amazing, it's truly amazing. And if you have never winter sown before, do it. Absolutely do it. Hands down, do it. Even if you have a Coke bottle, plant a seed in it and winter sow, and I'm telling you, you will be hooked. So today I'm going to show you all of the seed packs, and then I also want to show you them as they were planted in the garden and how they did as they flowered. So I thought that would be really fun. So what do you think? Let's do this. We are going to start with the hollyhock. Okay, so these hollyhocks were the most beautiful plants when I opened them. They were the most healthy, they germinated the quickest, and they were absolutely phenomenal. Because they were very tall, 6 to 8 feet tall, I planted them along this back, and the one lesson that I did learn that has nothing to do with winter sowing is staking my plants that are taller. I think there's a netting called Hortonova netting. When we had the summer showers, those big gully washers, that means raining really, really hard, it just knocked them over, and after a while they just could not stand back up. My hollyhocks were the same. They also got a rust, and the rust took them out. So I never actually enjoyed them. They were beautiful as they germinated, and they get a 5 out of a 10. The next is Bee Balm Lambada. Kind of sounds like lambada. Okay, so Bee Balm Lambada, gotta do a little dance, is my favorite. They were spectacular. They germinated well, but it could not prepare me for how they bloomed and bloomed. 100 out of 10 recommend the Bee Balm Lambada. And that is by Botanical Interest. I just love their packaging. It just looks so beautiful. Next is our Poppy Shirley Double Mix. And they did great. They germinated well. When I opened the container, I could not thin them, so I'm going to be smart about it this year. When you are winter sowing, just be sure you don't like dump the whole thing in there, and I think that must have been what I did. I loved the poppies as they germinated, and they were absolutely beautiful. So I will do these again, but I will have individual plants. They were super healthy, super happy. I would give them probably an 8 out of a 10. This could have been a 10 out of 10, could have been 100 out of 10, but because of where it was planted and the weeds, it wasn't able to put on a show, and it was planted behind the bee balm, which nothing could hold a candle. The amount of pollinators on that bee balm, it was magnificent. Next was the Yarrow Colorado Blend, again by Botanical Interest, and it just didn't do well for me. It did germinate, let me say that. It winter sowed, did fairly well. Wasn't a fan favorite. I am gonna try it again, but I don't know. I don't know what it was. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of a 10. I have no idea why I did this. It's interesting to me. I did all flowers, and then I did shallots. I have no idea. Botanical Interest, same thing. This did great. I mean, it just looked like onions coming up, and it germinated well. I planted them, they did great. I planted them over in my onion and potato bed. They did okay. So I'm gonna give them probably a 6 out of a 10. Next is the lupine or lupin, Botanical Interest again. And this did okay. This is the Pixie Delight. I sowed it late, so I sowed it the end of February. And I don't know that I ever saw any of these flowers. So in all fairness, I will try this again. I just will be a little bit more careful of my placement. I got to give it a 3 out of 10, only because it just didn't put on the show that I was hoping for. So we're going to try it again. Germination, okay. Presentation, eh. Now, I want to tell you that before I did this winter sowing, I learned of these seeds, these American seed, okay? They are from Walmart. They were 50 cents. All of these were 50 cents. And, you know, a lot of times you hear you get what you pay for. And so I think I even put a Facebook post out asking, you know, has anybody ever heard of this American seed company? And, you know, are the seeds even going to germinate? Because 50 cents, I can't imagine. And a lot of people actually said, you know, these are sold at the Dollar Tree and these are great seeds. I want to tell you that I had never heard of this Mexican sunflower before. Tithonia, I believe is how you say it. And so I planted it in a little water bottle, like a personal water bottle. I was not prepared for how magnificent this plant is. It was so tall, and for whatever reason, I thought it was dwarf. And here on the back of the package, it says 5 to 6 feet. However, I read like, I don't know, I had it a foot tall. So I planted it at the very front. Let me show you where I planted it. It was hilarious because I kept thinking like, why is this thing getting so big? I planted it right here, all in the front. And it was taller than this trellis. It was fantastic. And the best part, they bloomed until the first frost. 100 out of a 10, 1,000 out of a 10 recommend this. It was so easy to grow, and this brand, fantastic. Next, we have dahlias. We have 2 different dahlias, rainbow mix, which is this one. And I did the Unwin colors mix, like Unwin's dwarf mixed colors. They put on a show. Oh my goodness, they were spectacular. 100 or 1,000 out of 10, highly recommend. The last one that I did was a bit of a disappointment. The last 3, they are all milkweed, and I only have 1 of the seed packs. I don't know where the other 2 went, but that's okay. So I did the milkweed irresistible blend, the milkweed hello yellow, which I have here. This is the botanical interest. And then I did the narrow leaf. Narrow leaf, nothing germinated. So now that I have shared with you my success on my winter sowing, could I ask a huge favor as I am starting to compile my list and buy my seeds? Would you be willing to share with me what worked well for you, and also tell me what zone in the comments below? You know, I think it's really, really cool to have this community to be able to learn from each other. So I thank you so much for watching and hanging with me, and I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in another video soon. Take care.